So today I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette. This is a Precious Stones palette. That's what it looks like. I've used it a couple of times, as you can see. The first shade I'm going to pick up is this whitish shade in the top corner, and I'm using a R37. I'm just applying this all over my lid and my crease. So I've already done my brows. I've used Anastasia Brow Definer in chocolate, and I've also used some concealer on my lid. Next, I'm going to take this light orangey shade on the same brush, still using the R37. I'm going to go ahead and apply this shade right in my crease. So I'm just blending it back and forth. Next shade is this bright red shade, and I am using this one on a JH34. I'm going to apply it right above that first shade that we used, and I'm just going in the same motions, just back and forth with this one. I'm not going to blend it too high up in the crease though. I'm just going back in with the R37 and just blending those two shades in together. After that, I'm going to pick up this darker red shade on a JH40. It's a smaller blending brush. I'm just going to do the same motion. So I'm going over that crease one more time with this darker shade. And now I'm going back in with that light orange shade, and the brush I'm using is a JH37. I'm just going to kind of get that warmth back out in the outer crease. And I'm just blending with that JH34 again. So taking this shade on a E36, I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the inner corner of my eyes, and I'm also going to apply it to the outer corner of the eye, and I'm going to leave the center blank. So I'm just building the intensity a little bit at a time. And now I'm taking this shade on a MAC 242, and I'm going to apply this right on the center of my lid. So I'm just packing this shade on. And going back in with that deep red shade on a JH43. I'm going to go ahead and pop this on my lower lash line. And I'm also taking a little bit more of that deep shade and putting it in my outer crease. And just blending with the JH40 brush and kind of connecting the bottom shadow to the outer corner of the eye, just so it all meshes in nicely together. I'm going back in with that light orange shade, and the brush I'm using is a JH38, and I'm just applying this right below that deep red shade. and just giving a blend one more time with the R37. Okay, to highlight my brow bone, I'm using nylon. This is by MAC, and the brush is JH42. So I start off at the highest point of my brow bone and then blend downwards. And next I'm taking this Art-Ki-Tekt liner. It's a liquid liner. I got this in my Allure beauty box and it is really nice. It stays on pretty good throughout the day. It is waterproof. So I'm just going to create a straight line along my lid, and then I'm going to go ahead and create a wing. So I'm going pretty far out with my wing. It's quite drastic. And now I'm taking the Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner, and I'm going to use this on my lower lash line, inside my waterline. You can't even see what I'm doing. And I also take this liner and tightline. I'm just going back in with a little bit more of that deep red shade and just smudging it on my lower lash line. Okay, these lashes are Dede lashes. I don't know the style or the number of them, but I will find out and list them down below. This is what they look like. They are really, really pretty. Okay, moving on to the face, I am using the Instant Light makeup spray base. This is by Samerkhouzami makeup line. This is a nice luminous dewy primer. So I got this holiday kit in December last year, and it came with the primer, it came with this foundation, it also came with the foundation brush, a concealer, and a powder. It was a really good deal, and this makeup is really, really nice. It's very, very full coverage, but it feels very light on the skin. So the brush I'm using is a SK number 35 brush. It's a flat top kabuki brush basically. And going in with the concealer. So first I apply the concealer with a lancome brush number 8 just to kind of highlight all the areas I want to highlight, which includes under the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and place some on my forehead, and I'm also going to do the bridge of my nose, center of my chin, and the top of my lips as well. And now I'm taking the microfiber beauty sponge, which is pretty cool. It's supposed to help save your product, not soak up as much, and it's pretty cool. I like it. So I'm just starting out from the bottom of the concealer and blending upwards. This concealer is very full coverage. It's very creamy, but it blends out really good. And to blend closer to my eye area, I'm using a E27. So I'm using like tiny little tapping motions. And now I am taking the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I am using this shade right here. I forgot the name of it, but I'll list it down below. And I'm just going to use that to set my concealer in place. And the brush I am using is a JH07. And to set the rest of my face, I'm using the Filter Effect Loose Powder. And the brush I'm going to use is a E3. So I'm just tapping the powder into my skin, and then I'll just sweep it over. And to bronze, I am using all 3 shades in the Kat Von D palette, and the brush I'm using is a JH05. So I'm going to bronze up my cheekbones, on top of my forehead, and along my jawline. To contour my nose, the brush I'm using is a M504. I'm just going back in with that lighter shade from the Kat Von D palette and just highlighting certain areas of my face. Okay, so for blush I'm using MAC blush. This is the shade Sunbask, and the brush I'm using is a JH06. And to highlight, I'm using the Ofra Cosmetics X Nikki Tutorials Highlighter Everglow. I'm going to take these 2 shades, mix them together, and apply it on the top of my cheekbones. This highlighter also came in the Allure Beauty box, and it's really pretty. The brush I'm using here is a JH09. I'm also going to run this highlight on my nose and on top of my lips. And now I'm just setting in my brows with Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Okay, and I'm just going to wipe off all the makeup from my lips first, the foundation, before I go in with my lip products. The first thing I'm using is the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner in the shade D Minor. So after I line the premises of my lips, I'm just going to fill them in with this lip liner as well. And for lipstick, I'm using Tarte Lip Paint in the shade Salty. I went with a pretty nude lip look because I felt like we had a lot of color on the eyes already, but you can definitely do a more colorful lip, maybe like a red lip or a pink lip, just if you want to keep it more monochromatic. So after that lipstick, I put on some lip gloss right on top. This is Lunar Beauty's lip gloss in Celine. And now I'm just highlighting the inner corner of my eyes. I'm using that same shade. This is Nylon by MAC, and the brush I'm using here is a JH39. And lastly, some setting spray, and after that we are finished. Here is the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.